I'm not going to amount to anything in life, but that is my home. The most I can do is use my life as an example and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm doing. This is how my life has been. And this is why my life has got to the point that it's at right now. And you can have the same exact thing. I want them to be blessed. You're not going to amount to anything in life. You're going to walk with one hand in front of you and one behind you to hide your nakedness. That's how poor you're going to be. You're not going to accomplish anything in life. You're going to go on welfare and you're going to stay in welfare because you're not going to be able to even have a decent job. You're not going to be in a good relationship. Nobody's going to want to marry you. You're just nothing. And you're going to be nothing. Have you guys ever heard that before? You know, that is what was told to me as a kid growing up. That was what was told to me even as a young adult by my own relatives. My father used to tell me, I'm not going to amount to anything in life. I'm going to walk with one hand in front of me and one behind me to hide my nakedness. I'm just going to be that poor. I'm not going to have nothing. My mother abandoned me as a child. And when I finally had an opportunity to be around her, she had an apartment in Toronto. She kicked me out of our apartment and then called the cops to try and have me deported. I'm not going to amount to anything in life. When I was a kid in Jamaica, you know, trying to get away from my dad, I fell 2 story down on my head. And there's a dent in my skull right now, and it's only by the grace of God that I'm alive today. My own sister told me that when I fell and hit my head, God should have unalived me. I was in the hospital in a coma. She doesn't know why God kept me alive. God should have unalived me. These are the people I'm related to. And still to this day, they're still the same way. My mother introduced me to welfare. Pretty much, my mother's been on welfare, goodness, for I think the last 45 years. You know? And my sister came, went on welfare, have kids on welfare. My brother came, went on welfare, have kids on welfare. My 2 older sisters, same thing, on welfare. And I was on welfare for about 2 years. And the thing for me is, I didn't like being on welfare because, you know, I felt like I didn't have my freedom. The government get to dictate to me. I have to report and I have to fill out this form. I have to fill out that form. Every so often I have to go in. I have to do all this stuff. So even though in my mind it was free money because that's what I was told, I still felt like the free money doesn't come with my freedom. And I'm just way too independent to have to rely on somebody else to dictate to me if I'm going to eat or if I'm going to get to pay my bills, yes or no, right? So that wasn't working out for me. I couldn't even hold down a job because after a while I started to believe all the lies that was being told to me by my own relatives. God is amazing. I tell you, God is amazing. I've been through so much in my life. And during that stage, I was just filled with so much anger, in and out of jail, can't hold down a relationship. It's like nothing that I was doing was working out. My longest relationship, or at the time, was like a few months. Going in and out of jail, every few months I'm being locked up. For about 10 years, like every Christmas, I remember a New Year, cops looking for me to lock me up. It just never fails. It just seems to be a pattern. What was happening with me was I was just looking for some reassurance that somebody loves me, somebody cares. Because all the people that's supposed to love me, all the people that's supposed to care, were the people that treat me the worst, were the people that want to see the worst happen to me, were the people who try to do the worst to me. So if I'm in a relationship and a girl started telling me she loves me, that was my cue to leave that relationship because love for me hurts. Love for me caused a lot of heartache and pain. Love for me create a lot of suffering. So I want no part of love. The moment says she loves me, I'm out of there. I didn't understand until, like years and years and years later after getting with my wife, that it's okay to have other people love you. It's okay to have other people care and understand that they're not going to hurt me. It's okay to allow other people to love on me. problem is I didn't feel like I deserve it, and so I fought my wife for years in a relationship. I tried everything I could to push her away, and she stick it through. And then I started to realize, because most of my relationship was so toxic, you fuss and fight, you cuss each other out, you get into arguments, even sometimes you get physical, and then 2 days later, you're happy together, kissing, loving on each other, and that was the norm. I didn't understand that you can be in a relationship and not fuss and fight, not argue, just have peace. That was new to me. I'm not used to that. I am not used to anything like that. So eventually, I started giving a little bit. I started to allow myself to be loved. I started to learn to love. Thank God I have a wife that loves me. Thank God I have a wife that is patient. Something that I didn't have for years. And that's one of the reasons why now I tell you guys, to see where I'm at right now, it's only by the grace of God. So I want to encourage you guys out there, man. It doesn't matter what people tell you. Don't believe their lies. If God told you that he loved you, if Jesus Christ died on the cross for you, if God said, I come that you shall love life and you shall have it more abundantly. If God said his desire is so that none of us would perish, but all should come to repentance and put their trust in him. If God said all these things, we ought to trust that. And that's what I did. So many nights I go to my bed crying out to God, Lord, I can't do it. It is too much. It doesn't matter what I do, nothing's working out. And then I realized what I was doing. See, while I was trying to cry out to God and ask God to help me, I was still out there living according to the ways of the world, chasing the flesh, not being committed, not being faithful, just still doing things my own way, but still at the same time saying I want God to bless me. I can tell you guys, it doesn't work. God's not going to bless you living in sin. God's not going to bless you rebelling against him. You know what I'm saying? God's not going to bless you living according to the ways of the world and desire to have a relationship with him only when you need something. And that's what I was doing. And the moment the Holy Spirit revealed that to me, my life started to change. The moment I understand how to be faithful, how to love God, how to love my wife, how to love my children, how to prioritize my family, how to not worry about me and take myself out of it and start thinking about what God wants for me, how I ought to live, the kind of husband that I need to be, the kind of father that I need to be. The moment I grasp that and I understand it, the moment my life started to change. The moment my life started to change. The moment I can feel the blessings of God being bestowed upon me. Guys, I'm telling you, out of obedience comes great blessings. If you watch any of my video, I always say that. If you want God to bless you, you have to be obedient. You have to be obedient. That is when my life started to change. And to see where I'm at today, think about it. I was able to purchase this, Acura, Elite for my wife. And that is my car over there. She had a 2009 Honda Odyssey. She always have all these old vehicles. And she always allowed me to get the vehicle that I wanted to. So I said, okay, no, I don't want you to get another old vehicle. I want you to get a vehicle, for once in your life, I want you to drive a vehicle, that is a lot newer. It's still a 2020, but compared to her 2009, which is still in the garage, it's actually still in the garage, so she deserved this, and so I got it for her. And this home right now that I'm at right now, I'll show you guys real quick. So this is still my vehicle. As you can see, a lot of rust on there. But it is beautiful. I love it. It works. And that's all that matters. So I'll show you guys. I'm not going to amount to anything in life, but that is my home. This is my home. And till this day, none of my family, or my relatives I should say, actually have a home. None of my relatives own a home. And it's not like they can't. I want them to. They can. But they're still the way they are. They refuse to change. They refuse to do, the right things. And so I can't force them to be something that they don't want to be. The most I can do is use my life as an example and say, hey, This is what I'm doing. This is how my life has been. And this is why my life has got to the point that it's at right now. And you can have the same exact thing. I want them to be blessed. I want for them to own a home. I want for them to be debt free. I want for them to, live a life that is pleasing unto God. I want for them to live with love in their heart. I want for them to have a forgiving spirit. I want for them to forgive, These are the things that I have to do in order for me to be where I'm at right now. And God has blessed me so much over the years, you guys. I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful. I'll forever, be humble. Because, man, I tell you guys, it wasn't easy. There's days when I tell you, I just felt so overwhelmed, and I still want what's best for them, even though they don't want what's best for me, even though they still hating on me, even though they still, just bitter and ignorant. And what did I do? I just wanted better. I didn't want to be in welfare anymore. I didn't want the government, telling me what to do or when to do it. I can't do this, I can't do that. Give me a little bit of money. And I have to do all these things in order for me to get the money. Now, at the same time, I'm young, I'm healthy. I need to go out there and find a job. See, the thing about it is, even if I go out there and I find a job that pays me the bare minimum, I'm still going to be making more money than what the government's giving me. Not only that, but I'm still being independent of the system. I'm also able to build, within me the integrity and the values that I need in order for me to succeed. I also understand that if I have kids, then I'm going to have to teach my kids responsibility and accountability. I'm going to have to teach my kids how to go out there, and if they want something, they can work towards it. So in order for me to not just tell them, I need to also show them. Because a lot of times we tell kids things, and when they look at our life doesn't reflect what we're telling them. So I want to say, look at my life. This is what I did. This is how I did it. Because I wanted this, and this. I go there and I work. I earned it. And to see where my life is today, like I said, man, God has been good to me. And I want what's best for everybody. There's a lot of people who, they will look at my life right now and say, oh, you got a house, and oh, you got a nice car, oh, you got this, and oh, you got... See, they see the after. They don't see the before. They don't see the struggle. They don't see the nights when I go to my bed hungry. They don't see the night when I wake up crying in the middle of the night because nothing's working out for me. They don't see all the times when I go to my bed hungry. They don't see all the times when I have to eat the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? They don't see all the times I wake up in the middle of the night because I can't sleep. My belly's grumbling so loud because I'm starving. They don't see the time when I lose like 25 pounds because I'm not eating. They don't see none of that. They see the end result and they say, look, he's got a house, I got a seat. And this is one of the reasons why I tell a lot of people in life, they won't have anything, because rather than be thankful and appreciative and look at other people's life as an example and say, man, look at how they did it. I can do the same thing too. They become covetous. They become envious. They become bad-minded. I'm not using my life as an example to show. I'm using my life as an example to show other people that, hey, it doesn't matter what people tell you in life. It doesn't matter how they tell you you're going to fail. It doesn't matter how they tell you you're not going to amount to anything. You can do it. Believe in God, believe in yourself, put the first foot forward, and God will help you the rest of the journey. But you have to take the initiative. Because there's a lot of people that get up every day and say they want this, they want that, they want that, but they're not doing anything about it. They wake up every day, fingers crossed, I wish today would be somebody give me this, I wish somebody would give me that, I wish somebody... No, take the initiative and put the first step in. Put the desire in and make the first step. And when God sees your heart and that your desire is to get what you want, God will help you. And most importantly, guys, let it be in God's will. God's not going to bless you with something that's going to pull away from Him. Make sure that whatever it is that we're doing, it is going to bring glory and praise to God. And He's not going to take us away from God. Be thankful for everything, even the little things. Be thankful and always go out and be an example of that which you desire to see in others. A lot of times we sit around and we say stuff about other people, negative things that wish ill will upon other people. And you got to be careful, because the same things you're wishing for other people is the same exact thing that's going to come around on you. Want what's best for other people, even for your enemies. Bless them. The Bible tells us we're to bless our enemies. Bless those who despitefully use us. Bless those who curse us. My relatives did the worst to me. I still want them to succeed. I want for them to have all the things that I have plus more. But they have to want it. I want it for them, but they have to want it. And they have to make the initiative to go and get it. Anyways, guys, on that note, thank you so much for watching the video. I'm going to run. As always, you guys know what to do. Go out and love one another. And if you don't know God, get to know God. Put your trust in Him and live in His will. Until the next video. Peace.